there, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris, and this is the Sons of Sever YouTube channel where there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. Today we are talking about everything toe socks. We have 7 different companies' offerings when it comes to toe socks to talk to you about today. If you have been getting deep into the barefoot shoe world, then you might have come across the idea of pairing those barefoot shoes with a pair of toe socks. Why would you do this? Because it kind of takes things to the next level as far as letting your toes splay out. Now, coming from somebody who had his feet crammed into really tight and proper shoes for most of his life, I will say that toe socks definitely make a difference. Also, Eric and I are continuing our interesting and controversial journey through the world of toe shoes. And if you're going to wear socks with your shoes, which I like to do, then you're going to have to wear toe socks. So we're excited to bring these 7 offerings in front of you and talk about the different materials that they use. They are relatively different from each other, and some of them are just right out unorthodox. Before we present the first pair to you, I just quickly want to talk about how we have some affiliates down in the description. They are Barefoot Shoes, obviously, from Lems, Vibram, and Xero Shoes. So 3 companies that we pair with in order to help people find the best pair of barefoot shoes for them. So whether you're interested in checking out toe shoes or more traditional looking wide toe box zero drop shoes, go down to the link in the description. Any of these companies would be great to pair the toe socks that you're going to hear about today with, and it will help you on your way to getting more healthy and anatomically correct feet. Now I'm going to pass things over to Eric so that he can talk to you about the first pair we want to present.
So the first pair that I'm going to be talking about come from Peluva. These are their everyday no-show sock. And I like them for what they are. They're not really built for strenuous activities, although I have used them running, and I will tell you why. Because they are so dang thin. I have a pair of Vibrams, my V Trails, and they fit me just a little bit tighter than the rest of them do, and I can't wear my normal running socks with those, and then it's just too much on my toes. And so I actually have been wearing these with them, and they have been working out. Now, I don't think that these are going to be built to last as well as the rest of the socks that we're reviewing, and so I wouldn't expect to get a ton of use out of these for, going to the gym or running or hiking. They're just so thin. They're meant to be really cool on your feet, like they're not even there. You're not even supposed to see them. With these ones, I actually don't know what they're made out of. The website doesn't really say it. They just call it their Cool Max 5-toe sock. So as far as the material goes, it's just very light, it's very airy, and it feels very cool on your feet like they're meant to be. As far as the pricing goes on these ones, you can get a pair for $10.
The first pair that I want to present to you today is from a company called Vwell. They are an Amazon exclusive store, so you can't find them anywhere except on Amazon. And I think you can only buy them in 4 packs from what I can see. So you get them for about $4 a pair, so $16 total to get yourself 4. And that's important because they're not made of the most durable materials. They are a mixture of polyester, cotton, and spandex. That spandex does lose its shape over time. It can be regained once they are washed and dried, but I do find that they slip down my ankles and stuff like that. So affordable, light, breathable, relatively comfortable on the foot, no support structures in them whatsoever, and the spandex is kind of weak. So these are a great affordable jump into the toe sock world if you're just looking to get into it for the first time, but you're eventually going to want to upgrade to a more premium and quality feeling toe sock at some point.
The next pair that I'll be talking about come from Vibram. So of course Vibram have their own socks, being some of the originals when it comes to toe shoes. They gotta have some toe socks to go along with them. And I think these ones are towards the front end. They're definitely up with all the other contenders, but they don't really excel at anything, and they definitely don't suck at anything either. So I've enjoyed these ones quite a bit. We've used them to run, to hike, to go to the gym, and as every day. I really like the low cut that they have. That fits well with the style that I like with my shoes. So I've worn them for all of those activities. They've been holding up just fine. I don't have any holes or really any spots that look super weak to me. Maybe here just a little bit of wear on the big toe. and that happens with a lot of toe socks. You just got to keep those nails a little bit shorter to protect your toe socks. They do a good job keeping your feet dry. They aren't the coolest, I would say, out of all of them, but they don't make my feet feel exceptionally hot or anything like that. So a really good offering from Vibram. You can get a 2-pack, and that's what we got. So we got these gray ones. We also got these red and black ones that are pretty cool, and that'll run you $18. As far as the sizing goes, you can look at this chart right here. I didn't want to memorize all that and say it to you. So go ahead, take a moment while I'm blabbering right now just to look at that chart. That's how their sizing goes for these.
The next pair I want to talk about are from a company called Creepers. This guy's actually a one-man band. I emailed them asking for a product for review and asked to talk to the marketing department, and he was like, I am the marketing department. So super cool guy, and in my opinion, he's making a quality product. So talking about materials, this thing is 50% merino wool, and the website doesn't say what the other 50% is, but it's going to be some kind of spandex because it's stretchy and it's got some elastic materials in there. Talking about the feel, it feels very nice. They are very soft and comfortable. They're not too hot, they're not too cold. We're interested to try the longer version in the winter with some snow hikes, but these are great for running. One thing I will say though is I wish there was a lower ankle version than this. This sits up a little bit high for me personally, but they're pretty dang good in just about every way, shape, or form. The last thing to talk about as far as this goes is the price point, which is $16 for one pair. Compare that to the Vwells, which is $16 for 4 pairs. The trade-off there is the quality of this, in my opinion, is much higher. I've been wearing these just as much, if not more, than the Vwell socks and haven't blown through them, whereas I have blown through one pair of the Vwells, even rotating through those. So really quality sock coming out of Creepers.
The next pair I'll be talking about come from a different brand than the rest of what we're doing here. These are called toe socks, and that's with an X at the end. And these ones have little grippies on the bottom that you can see there. So a bit different. They're not really meant to be worn with shoes. It's more of like you're at home doing yoga or doing your own home gym workout type thing. For me, these have been really great because we've got hardwood floors on our main level, and my kids want me to chase them around like crazy, and I put these on so that I don't slip and fall. So I've really enjoyed them for that, but I have also used them to do workouts here at home. I do think that these ones are a bit more geared towards females. If you go look at their site, that's kind of what their branding is and what their offerings are catered towards more. As far as the makeup, I'm gonna have to read this off to you because it was quite the long list. So the materials, it's 77% organic cotton, 19% polyester, 2% elastane, and 2% elastodene. So take that for what it's worth. I think that they are pretty comfortable. Again, they're pretty niche in that you're not going to wear them with shoes. It's uncomfortable to put shoes on while you've got all those little grippies down on the bottom. But if you're somebody that likes to wear socks at home, you've got hardwood floors, and you might be running around or you're going to be doing workouts and stuff in your house, I think that these are really good. And you can pick up a pair of these toe socks for $16 per pair.
So the last pair that I want to talk to you about are Fun Toes. So going over the materials, they are 70% polyester, 25% nylon, and 5% spandex. Now talking about that spandex, this is another pair where once they stretch out from you wearing them, they don't go back to their original shape until you wash and dry them. So definitely not a sock you want to wear multiple days without washing them because they're just not going to fit super great. Aside from that, I actually really like the way that they feel. I think they're relatively soft and breathable, and I love running in these. There's one pair that I have favored over the others, and that is my orange pair, as you can tell from the hole in the bottom. And that's another thing that we like about them is they come in a bunch of different colorways. You can get green, you can get orange, blue, yellow, a whole bunch of different things. They also come in packs of 5 pairs for $22. So that's actually a pretty good value. The last thing I will say though is the sizing is kind of whack. They say that they're good for sizes 6 through 12, and I don't think that's true. Eric's an 8.5, and they're a little too big for his feet. I'm a 10.5, and they fit me just about right. If you're a 12, they're gonna be kind of tight, and I think if you're a 6, you're not gonna be able to wear them at all. Overall, I like the Fun toes. I would give them a pretty solid score here, and I would recommend them to you if you're in that 10 to 12 foot size range.
The last pair that I will be talking about come from Injinji. Now, I really love these socks. These are the first pair of performance toe socks that I got. I got 2 pairs. I got a midweight trail runner and a midweight road runner, and I've had those 2 pairs for almost 3 years, and the wear and tear on them is pretty negligible for a pair of socks that I've had for 3 years and used extensively. So these things are really built to last. I think that they provide an awesome value. I know that you're probably listening to a lot of these prices and scratching your head at why you would buy socks that cost that much money, but these ones have totally proven themselves. I've used these on my trail marathon, on my half marathon, during training for all my runs. So these things have just lasted and lasted and lasted. The only reason that they are not gonna win today is because the creepers are just a little bit softer and a little bit more comfortable. And maybe that is gonna change. Maybe we'll have to do an update with this depending on how well the creepers last for the next few years. Again, because these things have just lasted forever. They do a really good job wicking moisture away from your feet. So I took this exact pair on a trail run up in Alaska, and it was in like April or May. There was still snow on the ground, of course, and we're running back towards this lake, and my foot got dunked into this puddle, and I was just miserable. It was only a few miles into the run. Total was 10 miles, and I was just like, great, my foot's just gonna be wet and cold and miserable for the rest of this run. But within the next mile or two, they had already pretty much dried out. It really surprised me. I was just like, oh, my foot feels totally fine. So these things do an awesome job. They have a mesh panel on the top that helps for cooling, and these have a bit of a tighter fit around the arch as well, which gives them some arch support according to the website. It's nothing that bothers me or that I really notice. So the makeup of these socks, again, let me read it for you here. Got 30% Cool Max, which was eco-made. Sorry for that. 67% nylon, and then 3% lycra. So kind of an interesting build up there. But I really do like them. I would totally recommend them. Again, for the price, this one that I'm looking at, the trail midweight, it's $16. The running midweight is $15. These are great socks. I highly recommend them. I really enjoy them.
So here at the end, we want to talk about the winner of this grouping of toe socks. And for us today, the winner is the Creepers sock. So let's talk about why. We've put a lot of miles on these things. I've done somewhere between 50 and 100 miles of running in this one pair of socks, and I've done plenty of casual wear in them as well, and there are no signs of thinning or any signs that I'm gonna get a hole anywhere anytime soon. So the durability is crazy. We love the way that they fit as well. There's nothing more in this world that I hate than when I go to take my shoe off and my sock comes off with it. You don't have to do any adjustments of these socks throughout the day as you're wearing them. You just put them on and you're good to go. The last bit is versatility. Not only do these do fantastic for running and casual wear, but I think that the other pair that we have is going to be really nice for hiking in the winter. We've had really good experience with merino wool socks when it comes to hiking in a lot of our zero drop wide toe box barefoot style boots, and I think those are going to be the perfect pairing with those for the winter, but we'll report on that sometime later. I think the only downside for me is that there is not a lower ankle version than this one. I would love to see one that brings this cuff down just a little bit, and I also want to see more colors. They did do a limited edition release of pink recently, but I don't think that's going to stick on their website, but I'd love to see some grays and some blues and just some other options for us out there. I'm going to pass things over to Eric to give his final opinions on the creepers and why they win for him, and then he's going to give you the closeout for the video.
Okay, so for that wrap up, we are going to give it to creepers for today. It was really close in my mind between creepers and Injinji, just like I talked about when I was talking about those ones. Those things are built to last, and I think that they're a great value. And for creepers, that's yet to be seen. Mine have been holding up pretty well, but we'll see. My Injinjis have lasted me 3 years and hundreds of miles of running. So as far as why they edged out the Injinji, it comes down to the way that they feel on our feet. So those ones I think are just the softest and the coolest feeling, and we've really, really enjoyed wearing them. Whether it's running every day, on the trail, or in the gym, those things have been rocking it. The one thing that we obviously want would be more colorways. Chris talked about that, and I think that those are coming down the line. So go and check out Creepers. Any of our top 3 I think would be really, really awesome socks to go out and check out. So Creepers, Injinji, and Vibram. The rest of them, if you're looking for more budget-friendly options, then we talked about those, but they're probably not going to fit as well or feel as good on your feet. So thanks for the view. If you liked this content, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and there's a bunch of different places that you can find us on the internet. So Chris has his own YouTube channel called SeverShoots. It has an Instagram with it. Go and check him out. It's more geared towards the gun industry and reviewing those types of products. I've got my own YouTube channel called The Pilot's Life for me. I'm working on getting more posts on there, but basically just compiling all the footage that we take while we're out testing our gear and just trying to turn it into cool cinematic videos. We would love it if you would come and follow us on Strava. So that's a place that we are really active right now. We're uploading all of our runs. If we go out paddleboarding in the winter, we'll have to see what else we can throw on there, snowshoeing or what have you. But it's a place where you can go and you can build a community by sharing your physical activities and seeing what other people are doing. So come follow us, we'll follow you, and make a community out there. It's really great. Thanks again for the watch. So if you're looking to go buy any of these things, and we've got affiliate links for them, that really helps our channel out. It's at no cost to you. If you do use a link to get to a website like Vibram, for example, to go buy some of their socks, then we would get a small commission from that, and it helps us to get more gear in our hands and more reviews out to you. And we do still have a ton of stuff coming down the pipeline. So thanks again, and we will see you in the mountains.